Street talk, street gods, street vlogs. Give us some cashmere thoughts. Real men wear cashmere. All cashmere earthing. EK off that merino wools. No more merino wools, only cashmere. I think cashmere is actually better, quote better than merino wool. Is my thoughts. And I done designed it and made it myself. Hand stitched by my mom's. And also linen ajuma. So yeah, it's good. Oh, if you want to get on the waiting list for the EK's clothings, just sign up for the EK newsletter. Just Google Aircam newsletter. Okay. So some more thoughts. What's about like nudes, nudity? I was randomly driving on the freeway, and we're local. And I see a dude with like riding a motorcycle with a black helmet, and then it had like a written in white text like "send nudes to at blah 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 blahs," and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess like if he's a rapper with Instagram or whatever, people will direct message you. It looks like finally this Orama mineral frame's opened. Looks pretty cool, but still good to be out in the elements. What is it? I guess if you're a rapper, if you're like Migos or whatever, it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's like a bunch of random girls on Instagram sending you nudes and whatever. But also the issue is nowadays with the internet, right? Like, let's say he's a troll. Like, it'd be so easy for me, like, let's say if I want this, right? So easy for me to pretend being a girl and downloading random pictures on like Reddit, NSFW, or Reddit Girls Gone Wild, or even using ChatGPT to make some fake AI bots, fake images, and sending them over, doing deepfakes or whatever, right? So just don't trust nothing on the interwebs. I actually have a funny story. So one of my best friends in like kind of middle school, early high school, Aaron, so we were really into this game called Gunbound. Imagine like Worms, like kind of like, was it Korean? I don't know. But anyways, you're the physics shooting. You have a little tanks and you get all these legendary items, and then there's like this like legendary chief's hat and golden meat, like these items which are really expensive in the game, which required you to grind like super crazy. There's a gifting part in the game, and my friend is so smart and funny. He posed as a girl. He created a female avatar, would just like randomly fake flirt with guys in the game, get them to gift them the armor, and then he would just like peace out. Yeah, Apple, good job doing the swapping out the imagery. My general thought is we disdain the old, so no same image twice seems like a good idea. Also some thoughts. I just look at a $3 million home yesterday, and like it's funny because like my general thoughts are it's all right, like it's okay. I also have a simple heuristic in life. If they call it luxury or they brand it luxury, it ain't real luxury. Oh yeah, look at that. 8777 777 Washington Boulevard. Oh yes, Erkim the house. All right. Yeah, I mean, I looked at the house and it was like alright, right? And the problem is, what's the problem? It's 5 bed, 5 bath, and then like, who's finna clean all those? Like, we right now only have we have this apartment, 2 bed, 1 bath, and I'm already like spending a small lifetime cleaning the bathroom. And then people are like, oh yeah, if you're rich enough, you just hire helpers or cleaners or nannies or maids or whatever. I'm like, nah, the best lifestyle is you don't have to hire a managed nobody, because you still gotta control payroll. It's like, have I done paid the cleaners yet? And also, like, one thing I don't like about having a cleaner is like you always had to wait for them to show up. And then actually, low key, this is facts.
Wait.
Is
Wait.
like, I mean,
Wait.
not always, right? But like, often I've heard stories of like cleaners stealing your shit. Like even my friend Tim, he was saying when he was living abroad, like super long time, 21, like Bolivia or something. I forget where he was, in Colombia. And then like the housemaid, you know, super nice lady, whatever, was actually low-key like taking money or stuff from his drawers and stuff like that. So I mean, just like having the stress and the annoyance or the thought in the back of your head is like, are they stealing my shit? And then not only that, but one of the downsides is like just the additional, like, do I want my personal, like, let's say you have like a bill with your social security number and it's just out there, right? Like obviously it's like it'll take you a trillion years to find somebody you trust, but even you trust them, like, can you really trust? Or even other thing that's just annoying, let's say your cleaners, oh, did you do anything? And then like you have a little scuffle with your spouse or whatever. It's like, ain't nobody want to do that and then get jerks on you. And also, yeah, the biggest thing that's annoying is you gotta clean up, you gotta wait, you gotta kind of fake clean up. And not only that, but like cleaning your own place is not that hard, right? Like it just takes like a few seconds, just like, and then also the problem, like we also had kind of like a live-in maid-ish situation in Vietnam. It's like, it's, oh, don't worry, just keep your dirty dishes here, I'll do the dishes for you, right? But then like during the day while we're there, we just let the dirty dishes pile up, and I'm like, like aesthetically, I just like, you want to wait for the other person to do it. And so actually, ironically, I would prefer, even if I was trillionaires, it's like you don't want nannies, you don't want nannies taking care of your kid. Like I actually see this a lot in Beverly Hills, other places, right? You know, you're like a little kid, like, you know, blonde, blue eyes, or, you know, like some sort of like you know, like Latina nanny taking care of the kids. And I'm like, I think this is one of the downsides of kind of like notions of, I guess, capitalism, where it's like, okay, the dad's gonna go out and make a bunch of money, and then he has kids, and then good morning, he's like, he has a bunch of kids, and then you know, then he's just gonna make a bunch of money and then hire an army of nannies to raise his kids. But then like, I'm like, it's like, no, it's like, that's not the goal. It's like, do you have pride in your kid? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm the only dad, but you know, having San, right, is what, 2 years, how old is he? 2 years 9 months old now. Yeah, like he is by far my pride and glory. I'm like, I'm gonna have someone else train him, raise him. I'm like, no, like your kid is creating the image of you, and as a consequence, like, why would you like have somebody else raise your kid if you had the option? It's like, it's kind of one of those weird things that we seek some sort of virtuosity through making money, right? But yeah, you don't. And also, like, I have a theory too. I have a thought. If you have a son, right? Let's say your first kid is a son, consider yourself blessed. It's all upside from there. Is like, I think, like, typically it's women that raise the boys and the young boys and the men, right? Even in ancient Sparta, I think it's the women that raise the children. But then once the child turns 7, and then he was sent to the, well, Lyceum or something like that, and then the kids were taught hand-to-hand combat. Just watch the movie 300, the scene where King Leonidas as a boy depiction is taken away from his mom. And like, actually it's pretty true to real life, and I just love it because I think one thing I discovered about myself, I don't know if it's just me or human nature, like, I'm actually not that good at visualizing things. And that's where, like, I loved images, picture books growing up. You know, people talk about imagination. I mean, like, yeah, imagination is great, but like, I like to put a face behind things. So watching the movie 300 was like phenomenal, because like, I've never seen dudes look so like insanely jacked and impressive. I mean, granted, they're all probably on steroids anyways, but at least we get the imagery. Another pro tip: use ChatGPT, DALL-E 3. It's just like, is like depict a muscular Spartan stoic, right? And you get a cool image, right? And then try this like 7 or 8 times. I call this the Air Kim iteration strategy. Just keep saying more muscular, more muscular, more muscular. Do it like 20 times until you reach a limit where it's just like plain grotesque. And I think that's a good way to think about just like physique. And so I think one thing that philosophers don't understand is that ChatGPT, DALL-E 3 may be the ultimate philosophical, creative ideation slash tool. I'm gonna do some AI workshops. I think it's just super interesting to me. Get a bunch of kids to do it. Even Sen's making his own school buses, like a flying cement mixer, purple in the air. Like, this is gonna disrupt the children's book industry. Just get kids to create their own artworks, create your own media. And even with beautiful women, right? So like everyone wants like a beautiful woman. So this is also another thing that's I've discovered about modern day societies. Women are just marketed as these products which could be purchased. Either you have a bunch of monies, you have a Ferrari, Lambo, whatever. Yeah, it's like the goal is just sleep. It's like, it's kind of this weird thing where okay, so I mean, I'm gonna speak from the male perspective, right? Can't speak from the female because I'm not a woman. So the weird goal is, like, as a man, right, you try to make a bunch of money and stuff like that, and or make a bunch of money, get a career, financial stability. Hopefully you want to look handsome and groom yourself, get yourself a nice car, look like a rich guy, maybe go to the gym, work out a little bit, maybe get a tan, own a yacht, I don't know, whatevs. And then like you want to get a babe, like hot babes. So then is the visual, it's like, what do you want? 75 hot babes, 75 beautiful women to be your, essentially your sex bots whenever you want on tap? Is that the goal? Like, just want to have all these beautiful women wherever you could just like sleep with them, and then you get them to do whatever acts upon you, and then just maximize your pleasures while smoking weed, doing drugs, drinking alcohols, whatever. Seems like not a good life strategy to me. My personal thought. And I was thinking about it too, it's like, and this is where the internet's so bad, where it's like, what was it? It's just so like, I'll have another pro tip. If you're gonna watch the Prawn, P-R-0-N, don't do it with Google Incognito on, don't do it in private browsing, just do it out in the open. Like, never look at prawn you wouldn't be comfortable, like your kid or your wife or somebody or the general public to know. Because A, sooner or later they're gonna find out. Maybe it might be accident, whatever. And B, it's just kind of like a moralistic, ethical thing, is that like, I think a lot of people do things in private that they otherwise wouldn't want other people to know publicly. And you know, issues with privacy, it is true. So like, if you know you're being monitored, you're not gonna be Googling certain things that you're not comfortable with other people knowing. However, on the contrary, yeah, my generalized thought is perhaps that's where a lot of the internet privacy thing is that like, we don't want other people to know what we're looking for and searching. I mean, my personal annoyance, I don't really care about privacy so much. To me, it's more about like annoying advertising. Oh, I had a thought this morning. I think maybe Google is the bad guy. I think all this news and hate and I mean, honestly, it's probably Google and advertisers who are to blame, because like fucking whenever I'm Googling something, the top news like, okay, so another bad sneaky thing that Google's trying to do, I mean, I already know it because I'm a blogger. Essentially what they do is, you know, Google AdSense, those little annoying ads that people have. Even I think Google is trying to use Chrome to block ad blockers and block YouTube. Even I'm kind of transitioning. I mean, like, I've been using Google Maps ever since I was like 21 years old, almost like 14 years. I'm actually starting to use Apple Maps, even though it's a far inferior product, because it's not like putting ads on you. Like, you know, when you're on Google Maps now, the ads are like this little those little squares. Now when I'm driving somewhere randomly, it's be like Sephora or Burger King or Carl's Jr. I'm like, man, it's just like what Google's trying to do. They're just trying to sneak more ads. I mean, I get it, right? Like Google Maps, the amount of upfront work they did and cataloged everything is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, just from a pure user perspective, I hate ads. I mean, like, I don't think anyone asks, please give me more advertisements in my life. Right? Think about it. If you had an option, would you have ads or would you not have ads? Obviously not. Also, just ask a Google engineer. If you work at, okay, think about it this way. All right, guys, you work at Google's, right? You use Chrome, whatever, right? Either on your work laptop or at home. Do you use ad blockers? Do you use YouTube ad blockers? Good question. Also, another fun thing to do is ask Facebook engineers who work at Facebook, like, do you actually use Facebook in your private time? A lot of them not, actually, because use a lot of tech. Honestly, they're the new drug dealers. Even I was thinking about it. What? Antifa action. Ain't no more fascists. Donald Trump not in office no more. I think a lot of people are super annoying. I mean, like, I was raised in the Bay Area, super liberal, but even like I'm starting to get annoyed by all these like hippies. Yeah, I don't like the hippies. They're so annoying. And ultimately, to me, people ain't good people or bad people. They're just annoying people and not annoying people. So the thought is people who's nude did it, right? Once you actually see people in the nude, right? They actually become less interesting. And actually that's where dresses, revealing dresses, fun thing you can do with ChatGPT, DALL-E 3 is, you know, to say, design me or help me visualize a beautiful Korean woman at the Met Gala. And then it'll obviously give her a big bosom and a more of a revealing dress. Because like actually what you want to do is you want to like look super interesting and revealing and beautiful, but then if you give somebody super butt naked, a lot of people butt naked actually don't look that attractive. Like even if you see Kim K, you know, butt naked, look at the nudes, it's like, it's actually kind of unimpressive. It actually looks kind of weird and a little bit grotesque. It's not fun. And also there's these weird conspiracy theories. I mean, I'm not gonna talk conspiracy theories, but I mean, yeah, I think it's a little bit unfortunate that yeah, I mean, women are just marketed as a carrot stick. Why is a guy gotta buy a Lambo or a Ferrari? Because he thinks he's gotta pick up chicks. He's not there to like impress other dudes. Like he's the one doing something for one. He's got a beautiful woman, your child, you're married. Then what?